Hello, America, and welcome to yet another hour of the Hollywood Show. Well, not an whole hour, but welcome to another episode of Montez at Midday. I am your host, Dre Montez, and I hope everyone is doing well on this motivational Monday, or even Mamba Mentality Monday. But most importantly, be careful outside, guys. Be careful. These side streets we know don't get taken care of as much as we thought they would. We know the major streets are, but still, be careful. If you're walking outside,
Don't
be
walk.
careful. Walk on the grass. Please be careful. If you have a pet, you might have to put down them pet pads in your house and just tell your dog, look, you got to shit and piss in the house today. Because daddy and mama not falling today. So be careful outside. Last I heard, the metro was still down. I don't know if it's still going on with that situation. If it pops up in the middle of the show, I will let you guys know that for sure. If it's your first time tuning in, thank you so much. We just got done with another episode of D&D. Don't get butthurt. A little late show today due to the weather outside, but we pulled it off for sure. Like and follow our Facebook page, D&D. Don't get butthurt. Got high fives in the building. Chest bump. Let's hug this thing out. We know how I feel about hugs. The most important thing of the day. Get that human connection going the way it should go for sure. If you are celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. Shout out and special birthday to Ham, the GOAT, women's softball. Happy birthday to Ham out there. You go, girl. Straight up GOAT. I think she won probably 6 world championships for sure. If you celebrate the anniversary, happy anniversary to you. And if you really do have the day off, just chill. It's okay. There are a lot of people that hate taking off work. They get mad when the weather's bad. They just want to go to work. Sometimes just chill. It's okay. It's okay. There's a whole lot of people off today. You're not doing nothing bad if you stay home because it is very, very slick outside for sure. Let's get through our pillars of the day. Let's let it go. Ignore them. Give it time. Don't compete. Stay calm. It's on you. And laugh. Whole lot of stuff happened over the weekend, didn't it? Whole lot of stuff. It's that time of year where football fans are getting their special reward to tell them, hey, I told you so. I told you so. Mm, mm, mm. I tell you what I didn't see, the Boston Celtics being 20-0 at home, and they lost on Friday night. That was a hell of a game between Boston and Denver for sure. First loss. They were 20-0 going into that. We know we've never had an NBA team go undefeated the entire regular season, but that was a game that was very enjoyable to watch. But we know the NBA, it's in its soap opera month right now. I don't know what's going on with my Lakers, the Clippers, the Phoenix Suns, Detroit. What's going on with Memphis? You got fans messing with these. These fans are going to get enough. I think what they need to do is re-show the Malice at the Palace. Re-show that for educational purposes. To let fans know, don't run up to these NBA players. It's not going to end well for you at all. I don't care what you think somebody said or whatever it may be. Don't walk up to these NBA players. It will change your whole facial structure. If you don't believe me, watch the Malice at the Palace for sure. LSU women gymnastics. First time that they got the perfect score on the floor exercises. LSU women's gymnastics team over the weekend. That happened. That took place. Shout out to that for sure. Shout out to that for sure. Also, something else I peeped over the weekend. Stanford's women's basketball coach, Tara Vanderveer, the winningest coach in college basketball. Men and women in college basketball, the winningest coach. You go, girl. I like the jacket that they presented to her after the game where they had all the marks on her jacket.
It was amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like stuff
I
like
hate
that.
women's basketball, but I loved the jacket.
Yeah. And Caitlin.
Can I ask you a question? Off camera, do you think the girl who makes the jackets for the other girls, the what's his name's wife, who made Taylor Swift's jacket? You think she made that?
I hope the fuck not. Yeah. Yeah. I hope the fuck not. Let them keep that shit in the NFL and between them wives and football players and that shit. Leave my women's college basketball to them women. It's right there. There it is right there for sure. Also, Caitlin Clark with Iowa. There are two things I peeped with college basketball this weekend that is find me very intriguing to me. The men, Iowa, hosted Purdue, the number 2 team in the country. Hosted them. Wasn't a sellout. Wasn't a sellout. Caitlin can go on the road and it'll sell out. It'll sell out. Caitlin basketball card just went for $21,000. A college basketball card. She surpassed Giannis Anusku's record, which is $11,000. But hers went to $21,000. And then here's the other thing, what I don't understand. How? What? I'm not reading that. What? I'm not reading that. That's too small. And with Caitlin.
Bass deactivated his social media after his missile.
Good, he should. Caitlin Clark. Great shooter, great athlete. But I noticed I'm watching the game. I've never watched a whole game of Iowa's women's basketball in a long time. Probably since the LSU game last year. But I noticed something. When she misses a shot, watch her defense. If the player's not about her, watch her body language. And when she doesn't get the call, watch her body language. I never paid attention to that before until this past weekend. And when the fan ran on the court, we had all that as well. What you got right here? Have you seen the roads? Yeah, the roads are pretty bad here, B. Roads are pretty bad. I just tried to walk to the damn garbage can, the trash can in the alley. No, it's figure skating 101 outside. It's going down. I don't think no one in the South City should be leaving the house today. If you do, let us know what room you're in the hospital, because all of y'all over the age of 40. So, in other interesting news over the weekend, before we get into the football madness, married, single, in a relationship, OnlyFans comes at you and says, we'll give you $100 million. Would you do it? They offered Snoop Dogg $100 million just to see the cock. He said no. This is the last one I'm going to tell y'all this. I've watched it twice now. The TMZ UFO special. I've seen it twice. They're here. They are here. Oh, yeah. They're here. You can judge TMZ that show all you want. But this UFO special, yeah, them people here, for sure. So when Bill Belichick, in week 10, we heard that he was losing his job. In week 10, when they were in Germany. What about Greg Popovich with San Antonio? Why isn't no one calling for him? Get the hell out of the NBA. What are you doing with this team? I think San Antonio's in a different position. They trying to put a new face of that team in Wemby. But now, Pop is one of the head people in the NBA who believes in minorities, in women. And I think Becky Hammond, he's trying to set her up to be the face and the coach of the San Antonio Spurs as the exit strategy. That's what I think. Because that's the only way Pop is still hanging on with the San Antonio Spurs. And the damn team don't even want to play with Wemby. The vets on that team don't even want to play with that boy. NBA players are the most selfish motherfuckers on the planet. If you don't believe me, just watch any of their social media pages on Instagram. Check it out. I watched Jurassic Park again over the weekend, the first one. All that man wanted to do was build a paradise for his grandkids. And he took it a step too far. Step too far. On Netflix, they have this show called The Brother's Son. Violence, action, great storyline. There's only maybe 2 sex scenes. That's it. So it's not really into that. But the fighting choreography, I don't know if John Woo knew this motherfucker or not. I seen more healthy people move with such grace, jumping, full splits. This movie is violent, but it's good. It's The Brother's Son on Netflix. It may have been one of the most emotional openings to a football game I've ever experienced in my life. Chris Stapleton and Snoop Dogg doing Phil Collins in the air tonight. If you sitting down watching the open of that football game, something wrong with you. You got to stand up and look at the TV. Get the pound in your chest and your arm like you about to play. Here we go. Here we go. They did it. I used to be crazy about the other song. Dun, 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 dun. Tonight from Jack Murphy Stadium. Dun, 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 dun. We got the heir apparent Dan Fouts. Dun, 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 dun. But this, I can feel it. They own something. They own to something for sure. One more thing about the fans out there and teams that have never won, about to win, they're experiencing something for the first time. I think some of them.
I know he's talking, but bye.
Bye. Okay. See you later. Okay. To the true fans out there that have been with their team through up, down.
Lost the Browns.
You've been through it, but you won. That's a feeling. Think back to when the Red Sox won. They thought that was totally different when the Red Sox won. That was like an overall jubilation of things that was happening. I mean, you felt that with them. And then next up, we had when the Cubs won. When the Cubs won, even though I'm a Cardinal fan, I felt for those people that have been rooting for the Cubs for so long. When that guy went to his dad's headstone into the cemetery and sat there and explained to his dad what just had happened. An emotional breakdown. It was like that. I can see that happening with the Detroit Football Lions.
Can I tell you a Cubs joke before I go?
Just tell me, please. I'm on to something. Come on, man.
I'm going to tell you a Cubs joke really quickly before I leave. Back in the day, my favorite joke. Do you know what the Cubs and gay bears have in common?
Not on my show, Denise, please.
No Cubs.
No, none of that stuff. Sorry about that interruption there, good people. But that's what I'm feeling about the true fans out there. When you finally see, I'm not talking about how we make fun of the fans crying, the mascara running, please me, because the Buffalo Bills fans are going to get it. But at the same time, you went to 4 straight Super Bowls and lost. You've lost 3 out of 4 times to the Kansas City Football Chiefs. Buffalo is officially cursed. You're not getting that new stadium. The fans shoveled out that stadium 2 weekends in a row for what? For what? Well, let's just say for shits and giggles, the Detroit Lions do the unthinkable next week. And they beat the 49ers. And they make it to Vegas. Them showing that guy that's been a season ticket holder since the Lions got in the league. They got a player that's from that town, used to go to the games as a kid, never saw them win as a kid. This man sat there and just took it all in. One of the best emotional videos. He's just taking it all in. It's like the David Freese shit of St. Louis. If you had that game, we all have played that game in the backyard. You're doing your own commentary. You're up to bat and you're the quarterback or you're the receiver. You caught the game-winning catch or you made the throw or you hit the walk-off home run for your team, your hometown team. David Freese did that. That's how I feel with the kid with Detroit. From there, saw all this shit. Never thought I'd be on this stage, this level with my team in my town. Again, that's why we what? Love sports. We do for sure. But the weekend had everything. The weekend had everything. Up, down, sideways. Any way you want to put it, it was something there for you. The Detroit game, if you're a football fan and you watched that Detroit game, there was a play. No, if you coach Little League football, and let's say your kid plays for you, and you at home watching this game with your kid. That was a play made where Green Bay tried to do a trick play. But Detroit's defense didn't nobody bite. Everybody stayed home. And that's what coaches always try to practice and tell you. Stay in your spot. Don't over accentuate. Stay right there. This is what the play is for. Everybody's in the right spot to make the play. It was beautiful. It was like watching a great artist compose one of their greatest songs ever right in front of you. It was like watching it. It's like, wow, this is what we practice for. This is why we go over and over and over and over and over. The communication, the nonverbal communication, Detroit had it moving on all factors. And one more thing to Matthew Stafford. I know he's out. Watching Matthew Stafford throws in slow motion, that movie that Angelina Jolie played in, when you could curve the bullets, that throw he made 2 weeks ago when he curved that ball, I can't get that out of my head. I cannot get that out of my head. I cannot get that out of my head. Jared Goff played a good game this weekend. He managed the game well. He didn't try to overdo it. He understands the talents that he has. That dude's St. Brown, the truth. We know his daddy a power lifter, all 3 kids in the damn NFL. The parents are doing well. Okay. But what if, Detroit? What if? Baltimore and Houston. That game had numbers all over the place. All over the place. The first half of football, Houston wowed themselves. The turning point of the game, halftime speech. Allegedly, Lamar went in there and said, coaches, I got this. I got this. He cursed out every goddamn body, including himself. That second half, Baltimore looked totally different. Totally different for sure. From the passing, the defensive pressure that they started putting on Houston like they did. It was at week 5 when they met. No, first week of the season they met and they gave up. Houston gave up 5 sacks. It was a totally different look they had. The first half, I thought that game was a little bit more manageable for Houston. The pace of the game, the play selection was going well. They weren't trying to overdo it. But little miss here and there, Houston still played a good football game. I don't think C.J. Stroud has to hold his head down on this season. He's obviously the rookie of the year. I don't think we've ever had a game where you had the rookie of the year playing against the MVP. I mean, tremendous game that they both played. But the dance in the locker room following Baltimore's victory, when people can't dance, I just have so many questions. What are you hearing? And what are you listening to? And what are you dancing to? Right? John Harbaugh. That may be the new dance of the year. Somebody might dress up as John Harbaugh next year for Halloween and do that dance. Somebody's going to do that dance. Watch. San Fran in Green Bay. Purdy. He's doing the things that reminiscent of Joe Montana based on what happened this past weekend. But we always fall into that trying to compare players to other players that are no longer here with the team, in the league, too early. He was the last pick of the draft in the NFL. Most people don't even make the team as the last pick of the draft, let alone this dude be the quarterback. Now they're going to the NFC Championship. We're talking about the hurdles he overcame, but have we ever thought about the fact that he stayed in college for 4 years? The fact he was a true backup. He got all that up here. He knows how to understand, and he knows the game of football. You just got to give him a plan that he can execute. What's so hard about that? Other teams make it look so easy in giving players to execute a play. other teams, it's like, what is going on over here? What is going on over here? Are you doing this on purpose? We've seen some systematic failures set up throughout the NFL in years past. We know what happened in DC with Gruden and RG3. We know about that shit show. We know what happened with the Houston Texans when Beats by Dre was there and JJ Cup turned down for what? I just hope the Texans don't do the same thing they did when they had the talent before. They just didn't have a quarterback. I know Deshaun was there, but that was a different set of circumstances. Maybe Houston learned a lesson. We had Deshaun. Let's try something different with this kid. Let's build around him and see if something changes from there. And we'll see what we got. Kansas City Football Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills. Nobody circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills. Wow. That was a good game. As a Denver Bronco fan, I can never find it in my heart to ever root for the Kansas City Chiefs, ever. And just because I live in St. Louis, Missouri, that's the stupidest shit ever. Well, you live in Missouri, you should root for Kansas City. What the fuck? You never lived with your mother and father as a kid. Explain that. I mean, come on. No. Let people have their team who want to be their team. Now, if you still living in somebody's house and they feeding you, providing clothing for you, and give you money, you root for the team they tell you to root for. That story that broke a few months ago when the kid for Christmas wanted dad's opposing team jersey for Christmas, I wish the fuck I would. No. You wait till you get your own job and your own money and get out this house and you can get your own jersey wherever you want to root for. But while you're here, no. Hell no. No. But Kansas City had it all. It was not the high-flying game of Patrick Mahomes we thought it would be. Their running game really showed out to me. They really showed up and showed out. I don't understand why Buffalo would call that play on fourth down with DeMar Hamlin. You know, when we were young, we did shit without being truthful. We did shit to piss our parents off, just to be doing something stupid. I think Buffalo did that. We're going to call it a stupid-ass play just to piss everybody off. Your quarterback 6'5". You got a receiver that say he got hands of glue, but we found out he doesn't. Where's brother texting that now? What's Stephon Diggs' brother at now? Where your brother? Tweet that. Ball went right through your damn, right. What you going to do like the homeboy in The Natural? Summer's in mine. Oh, right there. See? Every time you get poked, you're going to get poked back. You got to be ready for that moment. If you worry about you and don't worry about everybody else, things will turn out so much better for you. But Stephon Diggs should have caught that ball. Josh should have hit him underneath and started to go for that money play in the end zone. And then my favorite thing of the game that we talked about on Friday's show. Say it with me, people. Kickers. Why are they in the game? Why are they allowed to be a part and dictate the outcome of the game? Buffalo had to go through Scott Norwood, 4 losses in the Super Bowl in a row, now losing 3 out of 4 years to the Kansas City Football Chiefs. Well, I don't think they get that new stadium now because it was very important that they got over this hump. You want to talk about getting over a hump? Talk to Steve Young. Buffalo they got to do something about this curse. This franchise is cursed big time. There's no way 4 Super Bowls in a row. Wide right again. I don't want to hear nothing about the weather. It was outside. It was cold. You are a kicker in the NFL. You should be able to make anything within reason as a kicker. From extra points up to a 50-yard field goal. I think every kicker in the NFL should be able to make a 50-yard field goal. If you can't make a 50-yard field goal, I'll holler at you later. That's from the 33-yard line. I'll holler at you later. If you can't make a field goal from the 33-yard exit stage left, we'll go for 2 all year. There's going to be a team that step up and say, hey, I tell you what, we're not carrying a kicker this year. Who's going to be that team? Set the precedent out there if you can and if you will. Who's going to do it? Who's going to do it? Well, so we got the matchup. Detroit against San Fran, Baltimore, and Kansas City. The week of numbers, the week of jive talking, and realism is going to get overloaded of all these numbers and stats and situations they're going to bring to us. But the football eye is saying Detroit is onto something. Debo's 50-50 as of now. The Ravens in Kansas City, that's going to be up to the linebackers. It's going to be decided by the linebackers who can contain these quarterbacks if they decide to run. That's it right there. I think Baltimore can cover Kelsey better than any other team that has played Kansas City this year. I think they can have it. That's my opinion. I said I'm right on that for sure. And also, I have a documentary I encourage you all to check out. It is, oh my God, it is, what's the name of this damn thing? I take my notes on all kind of stuff sometimes, and sometimes I get carried away about what I want to tell you folks to watch. But it is called South to Black Power. It's on Max. Very powerful documentary. I mean, it gets to the true point. They got a real nice segment on there what different cities have been doing to get out of the label trouble city. These different programs they implemented, trying to increase voting in minorities in these different cities, and the way they explain about how they're doing it. It's pretty interesting to me. So check that out. It is on Max. It is called South to Black Power. It is pretty damn good for sure. And again, shout out to Tara Vanderveer for being the winningest basketball coach in college. It speaks volumes. And if you're out there driving, please be careful. Please. If them kids home and they want some fast food, they're not getting no fast food. You can't get mad. Nobody that's driving to bring you something. It is slippery outside. And again, if you're over 40 and fall, it's going to hurt. And you're going to the hospital. You're going to go. So don't try to brave shit, prove something. Nope, don't do it. Do it. Tell you. That's falling in the snow is different than falling on ice. You have no control which way your arms, legs, and neck gonna go. It's just gonna end up that damn way. What's up, cuz? What's going on? We got old black ice storm here. First time I heard of black ice, I was a truck driver in Charlotte, North Carolina. And the whole damn town sat there. I was stuck at the bottom of a hill for 4.5 hours. Didn't bother me at all. I had heat, food, bathroom, and that place had a cafeteria I was making a delivery at. So I was cool. And I got paid for it, so it was no biggie. But if you out there driving, please be careful. Take your time if you're walking. If you're going to your local watering hole, I advise you to walk on the grass. Walk on the grass. Don't walk on that concrete. You're going to... Hey, what? I wonder what happened to Dave. Dave fell on ice last week. Just trying to send you some warning out there, folks. So, okay, a little recap what we talked about today. The TMZ UFO special, you got to watch it because they are here. They are right here. Greg Popovich, why hasn't he been fired yet from the San Antonio Spurs? I think he's trying to pave the way for Becky Hammon to be the new face and the first female NBA head coach. I think that's what they're trying to do and give that a whole new look with Wemby and Becky Hammon. They're going to try to be the face of the San Antonio Spurs moving forward for sure. The Boston Celtics fell short of winning 21, going 21-0 at home. It's okay. Still got an interesting season on them. And these true fans out there, I make fun of you when you cry, whether you're a man or a woman. But when these teams win, like the Red Sox and the Cubs when they won, all it comes back on are those people who have been with these teams through the craziest scenarios ever. And then you finally win. That's something no one can take away from you. No one can take away from you. I mean, when my Broncos finally won, the John Elway jokes were gone. Oh, my God. When the St. Louis Blues finally won, the Stanley Cup jokes were gone. They were gone. When my Florida football Gators won the national championship, hello, America. Every fan should get the opportunity to understand that moment that your team wins a championship. It is like no other feeling in the world. But when you're still trying and doing dumb shit in the ownership group and through players and trade acquisitions and whatnot, and players not doing what they're supposed to do, it gets like that. It is. And one more time for folks that want to go to social media for their news and weather, turn your damn TV on. They'll tell you how the roads are. Stop posting on Facebook how the roads out there. Open your damn Venetian blinds. Walk your ass outside and turn the news on. I don't watch the news. It's too depressing. You don't got to watch that part. Everybody knows how the news opens, right? Breaking news, then weather. Then they do the rest of the shit. But here, it's weather first, then breaking news. That's how it works. Come on now. It's 2024. Stop saying that. I don't watch the news. It's too depressing. It's informative. That you're going to say, I don't read the newspaper. That's the dumbest shit ever. That used to be a requirement in school back in the day, where we read either an editorial of the newspaper a day. We shared something from the periodicals here. Whether it was the Globe back in the day, just showed my age, didn't it? Or the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. We covered it. Now, you talk to people about reading an article in the newspaper, I'll keep that shit away from me. Hey, did you see that story in the news? I don't watch that shit. It's too depressing. You're depressing. You're depressing. The news tell you some good shit. Shout out to Mount Man Scrub, sponsor of the show. They showed out and showed up this weekend at the car show at the Dome. Only thing they can do at the Dome is do shows and events. Well, caw. We got a couple weeks, couple months for that, and there'll be time for that in a second. Well, kids, boys and girls and children of all ages, I'm going to let you enjoy the rest of your snow day, ice day, day off, playing board games with your loved ones around the house. Or unless you each in separate rooms watching Netflix and y'all watching different shit, that's not bonding. That's not bonding. Play Monopoly together. Play some Uno. Old-fashioned family fun. Well, until next time, folks, I will holler at you later. And as they say in the hood, peace. And in the words of my old great-grandpappy, 2 wrongs don't make a right. They make a left turn. We'll talk to you later, good people. Until next time.